The Queen's Talk, where we honor and celebrate women on their self-love journey, where we share our stories about how we overcame past trauma and where we are now. Welcome to the Queen's Talk, Queens. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Queen's Talk. I am Leslie from Brown Girls Embrace, and here in the Queen's Talk, we talk about how women started their self-love journey. We emphasize self-love and to be self-empowered, and how we started our journey and why we like to help other women. Tonight, we have Lynette and Renee from Mood Wealth. I think I'm saying it right. Is it Mood Wealth?
You are, yeah.
Yes.
You are.
Okay. So, ladies, and don't forget to like, comment, subscribe to my channel, and check out these ladies on their Instagram, Mood Wealth. It's in Renee's caption. I mean, her title. So yeah, introduce yourself, ladies. Tell us your name and where you're from.
Okay. My name is Lynette, and I am from Indianapolis.
And I'm
Nice.
Renee. I'm from Indianapolis as well, but I am currently living in Denver.
Oh, okay, nice. So we're going to start the podcast off by telling us why you guys started your self-love journey, first of all, and then we're going to get into your brand and mental health and all that good stuff.
You want me to start, Renee?
Yes.
So, as I said, I'm Lynette, and I decided to start Mood Wealth because I initially was working in marketing for about 13 years before I decided to make a career switch about almost 10 years ago. And I decided to switch careers because I got pregnant and had a very traumatic pregnancy. I was on bed rest for most of the pregnancy. And then afterwards, I delivered him prematurely, and I found myself in what I call the deafening grips of postpartum anxiety that eventually led to panic disorder and agoraphobia, where there were times where I couldn't even leave my home because my anxiety was so bad. And I wanted to, during that time, I found myself trying to navigate a mental health care system that just wasn't built for us, to be completely honest. It was hard for me to find someone who looked like me. It was hard for me to find someone who understood my experiences as a Black woman. And I actually didn't. And I ended up settling for the next best thing. And I did end up, slowly recovering. But as I was recovering, I vowed that no other Black woman would have to go through what I went through. And so after that, I decided to actually start a nonprofit first. So I do have a nonprofit called Let's Get Mentally Fit. And I wanted to pay for therapy for people who couldn't afford it. And that is what we are initially designed to do. But then from there, I went back to school and I got my master's of science in psychology. I became a certified hypnotherapist and health and wellness coach. So that I can help service the entire person from the inside out, because mental health is not just about brain health. It's also about gut health. It's about what you eat, how you think, how you move, your body. And I wanted to be able to take care of the whole person. So I went back to school. I started working in the field. And as I was working in the field, when I would encounter Black women, it would just be like a sigh of relief, like, they would sit in front of me and it's just like, oh, you get it. It's just like, it's just something about being in front of another Black woman when you're going through your therapeutic experience where you can show up completely as you are and not be judged and also be understood, because half the time I would understand what they were saying because I'm a Black woman. And so, but I still felt like I could do more. Like I still could only reach a few people, working in the industry. And I wanted to reach the masses. I wanted to reach Black women globally. So I decided to reach out to Renee, who had been supporting my nonprofit. And I knew that she had her own story regarding mental health. And I decided to ask her if she would take this ride with me. She has a background in mass media, technology, graphic design. So I thought if we could pull together and put our resources together, like what impact could we make together? And she happily obliged. And I'll let her tell you why.
Wow, that's beautiful. And like you said, before I would let Renee talk, because I've been in therapy for 6 years, when I did my intake form, the doctor was Caucasian.
Mhm.
And he was saying I was this, I was that. And I was just like, that is not me. Like, he was saying I was bipolar. He was saying I'm this.
Oh,
He was
wow.
like, you have up and down mood swings. And I'm like, I never told him that. I told him
Mhm.
when I get sad and I'm depressed. And I was just like, I'm not about to be put on bipolar medication when I don't have
Well,
it.
you're not bipolar, right?
Like, exactly. I
Mhm.
would tell you the truth. I'm here because I want help. So I would
Mhm.
tell you the truth about my symptoms. So I went to a Black doctor and I said a prayer, and my prayer was to find a Black woman who understood me. And when I went to when I got my second what do you call it? Second
Session?
yeah, my second opinion.
Oh, second opinion.
Yeah, it was an all Black woman staff.
Oh,
And
that's
I
good.
was just like, and then when I did the intake form, and the lady who did the intake form, it felt like a ton of bricks was off my shoulder. And she
Mhm.
just said, honey, you're just a Black woman with high anxiety and high depression. And I was
Exactly.
like, that makes sense. But they
Exactly.
don't understand who you are. They're going to diagnose you. I hate that. But
And
anyway.
to them, it could look like mood swings. Like it could look like
Exactly.
up and down mood swings. To us, girl, it's just you a Black girl. And we can be up and down. Some days I feel like I can throw 10 cars, because I'm just so frustrated with everything that's going on in the world. And then some days I'm in tears, and then some days I was, completely fine. So if you go and describe that to a person who doesn't understand our experiences, we are misdiagnosed a lot because of
Boy.
that. If you go to another Black woman, you're like, oh, yeah, sis, I get it. Yeah, you too? Yeah. I
Yeah.
get it, girl. You just got anxiety and we get ready to work through this together.
Yeah.
It's
That's
just
what I love
something
it.
that's different. It hits different, like you said.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
love the fact that we have platforms where we can all come together and be like, I got you, sis. I understand what you're going through, because we don't have enough of that. We see reality TV shows and we're fighting each other or competing with each other,
Right.
and not enough people helping each other. Like, what's the real problem? Why are we so angry? Why
Right.
do we want to fight each other? Like,
Right.
it's dumb. We're looking dumb to but anyway,
When
go
really
ahead.
we're just hurting, we just need
Exactly. Like, go
Black
get
women
fixed.
healers to help us process it,
Yes.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Renee. Tell us how you started your self-love journey, your mental health.
So for me, it was more of, let's see, I'm trying to see how do I say this? So I had went to therapy in my early 20s,
Okay.
mid to late 20s. And it was very, very helpful for me because I was having problems. I was a new mom, kind of in that time, I had two young girls, and I was struggling with being a mother and with also being a wife. And I was like, something's not right. So I went to a therapist, which happened to actually be a Black pastor. And he was like, when I went in and told him what was going on, he was like, okay, well, tell me, start from the beginning. And I was like, okay. And I started telling him about my kid. He's like, no, 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 no. Start from the beginning, from as far back as you can remember. And I was like, okay, I don't understand why. Well, it turns out that my problem was that I had some unresolved things from my childhood that was affecting me as an adult, being a mother, being in a relationship, having, being a wife. And so we ended up not actually going over the things that I was having issues with. We went over things and resolved stuff that was going on in my past that actually resolved the things that was happening in my present. And so I was like, okay, this is important to really figure out what's going on. And then as my girls got older, they were having anxiety and some depression. And so then we had issues with finding a therapist that looked like them, that would understand them. And I had one daughter that was like, if it's not a Black woman, I'm not going. And, therapy can be expensive. A lot of times insurance doesn't even cover a lot of it. And we couldn't even find a therapist in our network.
Wow.
So she ended up not even really seeing anybody at all, which kind of made things worse as she got older. She started developing even more issues and more problems and things like that. And so when Lynette and I went to high school together.
Oh, okay.
And so we've known each other for a long time.
Yes.
Okay.
And we had been talking, and I was like, I really want to help women. I just have this passion. I just feel like I'm supposed to be helping women.
Mhm.
And she was like, you know what? I got this idea. And I was like, what? And she started telling me. And I was like, okay, well, I have a bachelor's in business information systems. So I know, coding and all that kind of stuff. And then I have my master's in media design. And I was like, we could connect and we could really do this thing and really help women, and in particular, Black women, and really try to build this community so that we all can heal together and support each other. And here we are.
That is amazing, amazing, amazing. So I was on you guys' Instagram page and I saw that it's a team of women. Tell us about those different women and how you connected with those, because it seems like it's a whole community of women, and that's hard to imagine, all these Black women working together. How did everybody connect and start working together and wanted to help others?
Well, I will say that our clinical advisor, her name is Dr. Nzinga Harrison. She's our board certified psychiatrist. She went to high school with us.
Oh,
I've actually known her since I was 11. And she was also the clinical advisor for my nonprofit. So when I presented the idea to her to be the clinical advisor for this, she was just like my mission-driven friend. You are down to help Black women. You're down for your people. And as long as you're down for your people, I'm riding with you. So she became clinical advisor, and we have some other people on staff that we've known for a long time. And then the others, they found us, we found them. Some reached out after seeing our Instagram and what we were trying to do, particularly not just helping Black women, but helping them in an affordable way. Because as Renee said, therapy is not cheap.
It isn't.
It is expensive, and not everybody.
That's why a lot of people don't go.
That's why a lot of people don't go.
Exactly.
So we wanted to find a way to provide therapeutic support. So we don't offer therapy per se.
Okay.
We offer mental wellness support. So a lot of people say, what is that? Well, a lot of people go to therapy and they talk and they say, these are what your issues are. And then you leave and there's no application. Well, we're the people that you come to apply it. So we still do ACT, CBT, all of the traditional therapeutic models that people use, the modalities that people use. We just operate within a certain scope of work. We leave digging into the deep trauma to your therapist. But if you have anxiety, we can help you work through your anxiety. If you need to heal your inner child, we can help you heal your inner child. We are just the steps you take in between your therapeutic sessions.
Nice.
But you can still use it alone too. Like some people, again, can't afford therapy. Mental wellness support is still available to you so that you can get something. We don't want you out there with nothing at all, but we still want to give you something at an affordable price.
Nice. So this is all on the app, or they can reach out to you for sessions, or?
This is all on the app. However, they can also reach out to you for virtual sessions. So our Healing Collective is located all over, like literally from here to the UK. So you can reach out to and schedule a session with them through the app or through our website, or you can just peruse the app for our lessons and our wellness room. And we also have healing sessions that are off the app. So if you wanted to take a sound healing class or breath work or yoga, we have those individual classes as well.
Nice. And the app is free, right?
The app is free.
Oh, nice. Okay. So what is the mission behind Mood and Well? Like, what is the whole mission? What's the purpose? I know it's a nonprofit, it's to help others, but what is really the strong statement about Mood and Well?
Well, this one is actually not a nonprofit. It is a for-profit.
Okay.
Yeah, I have a separate nonprofit, but this is a for-profit. The mission is Black women helping Black women heal in an affordable way. We want to provide safe and brave spaces for Black women to show up completely as they are so that we can meet them where they are and help them get to where they want to be.
So I know you said that, how long did you guys start? Like, when did you guys start the brand?
We started during the pandemic.
2020.
So 2020, yes.
Yeah, same thing. Same time I started mine. So is it everything that you imagine it will be, or did it come to light, or?
I think it's more, but I can let Renee answer this question. But I think it was more than what we thought when we initially started
Yeah,
it. We
same
didn't know
here.
that it would be received this well, but I'll let Renee go ahead. I feel like I talked
Yes.
enough. I'm the talker.
Yeah. So I think we're coming up on 3 years,
Yes.
finishing
Mhm.
up our third year. And like Lynette said, it's more than what we thought. Um,
Mhm.
and I think a lot of it is, we were actually just talking about it today, how like it's always on our mind. Even when we're supposed to be doing something else, we're constantly thinking, what can we do to help more women? What kind of things can we come up with that we can help more women? So it's like we're constantly thinking about it. It's always on our mind. So like when we first started, we knew it was going to be an app.
Okay.
And we knew that we wanted the app to have like the wellness room and the lessons. But we're constantly thinking of ways to build upon the app. We want to create a community on the app. We
Mhm.
want to have a place where the app users can actually chat with each other and have like community rooms. So like if someone's having like if it's a new mom and she
Mhm.
might have a question, or it's like, hey, I'm struggling with this area. Has anybody else had this issue, or what have you done, where they can kind of come together and be able to communicate and help each other out as well.
And we
Nice.
do also have that off the app as well. We have what we call villages, and they are labeled by topic. So it might be the anxiety village, or the depression village, or the new mom village, or the seasoned mom village, or the grief village, where you follow eight. You go with 8 to 10 women on your journey for like 6 weeks with a qualified wellness practitioner to help you through your anxiety. And that way, we're really big on building community, because
Mhm.
I don't believe in healing in isolation. I mean, that's part of
Mm.
why we're here as Black women. A lot of us suffer in silence, and we don't tell each other, yeah, I feel that way too, or yeah, I have had those symptoms as well, or this has been hard for me. So we create like a very confidential, safe space for them to do that with each other in small groups and still receive the
Mm.
healing that they need.
I love that. I don't believe in healing in isolation, because that is true. Another guest who I had on the Queen's Talk, she was talking about it's not okay to suffer in silence, and that's so true, because a lot of times we can't talk about how we feel. Like, why are you so sensitive? Or why do you feel this way? It wasn't like this. You're overthinking it, and it's like, but we're really hurting, and we can't express our hurt because somebody's gonna try to hurt us again and say it's not that big of a deal, and
And
that's hurt.
that's part of our trauma. I
Mhm.
always like to say, I know it's really, really difficult, and I don't try and condone anything, but a lot of the times the reason why we do things is because of our trauma, and it dates way back to slavery. Like, we call it post-traumatic slave syndrome,
Mhm.
where they couldn't say anything. They had to suffer in silence. So all you do is you're passing down those habits from generation to generation. You don't think 400 years later it's going to have an impact, but 400 years later, slavery still has a huge impact on the Black community. And part of it is you don't say what's going on. You just suffer in silence, because if we did back then, you got beat. Like, like something would happen to you if you didn't do anything besides perform. So we're so used to
Mm.
being performative that, we still hold on to these secrets that keep us sick.
Yeah. Did you ever guys see the movie Django with
The
Samuel L.
Django
Jackson?
Unchained, you know what? I haven't
Yeah.
seen that yet.
Okay. Well, Renee, have you saw it?
I saw it once, like right when it came out.
Oh, right. So it's old. So it was a scene in there where Samuel L. Jackson, he was the house,
Yeah.
word, and he was kissing butt like the whole way. He was being mean to his own Black people to
Mhm.
kiss their butt,
Yeah.
and it is like, you gonna betray your own people
Mhm.
just to, and you know what they do to us? Like,
Just
you
to
understand?
survive.
Mhm.
That's what you had to do to survive, and it's sad, but a lot of us still do that, just in a different way,
Mhm.
today.
Yeah, that's why it's a breath of fresh air to see women now in the platform that we have on social media and through apps that we can build each other. We can connect through that, and that's what the pandemic has taught me, is that there, like you said, there's people all around the world, that you can connect with and find that they have a similar story like you, and they can get you and they understand you. How I never even thought to get an app. What made you come up with an app? Like, are you on different apps yourself? Because I feel like an app is such a mainstream big platform.
And that's what made us come up with it. We wanted to reach women all over the world. That was our goal. Women from the Black diaspora. You don't realize how connected you are, even if you are in the Caribbean or the UK or in the US. You don't realize how similar, like you said, our stories are. And the stories are really what bind us together. But if we can also get together to change the narrative, like redefining strength and, leaning into softness and vulnerability in order to heal, we can do that together, then I really think that we would be unstoppable, more unstoppable than we are now. Because we got women like you and so many others that are using their platform to help build up Black women. And to me, that's just the beauty of it. It's just, it's so much bigger than just Mood Wealth. It's so much bigger than that.
Yeah. So is there any in-person sessions that you have together?
Eventually we are working towards that. Like, we have been really working to build the virtual community. And that was large in part due to the pandemic, because that's how people were connecting. And even still, some of the side effects of the pandemic are people feel more comfortable connecting. So we didn't want connecting virtually. We didn't want to exclude anybody by only doing in person. So, but that is coming down the pipeline. We will have retreats in different cities and not just be virtual.
Nice. So can anybody tell us what's the response that you've gotten since you started your brand?
You want to answer, Renee? I'm sorry, I feel like I talk all the time.
I'll say a little bit and then you can take over. No, so I know for me, whenever I'm telling people about what's going on, what we're doing, they're like shocked, but then also basically the reoccurring phrase I hear is that is so needed.
It is
so needed. So I hear that a lot when I'm talking to people about Mood Wealth and what Mood Wealth does and what Mood Wealth provides and how we're out here trying to help people. And I guess I don't know how to say it. Lynette's the wordsmith.
You are doing just fine, sis. You're doing just fine.
But even when it came to the contributors that we have now, like Lynette said, a lot of them, we didn't even know them, but they saw our platform and was like, oh my gosh, I want to be a part of that. I want to be able to help women too. Like, this is really great. And so I think it's been received very well.
It has. It's been received very well. And even just according to our app stats, like, we have a 99% retention rate. To date, we've only had one person delete the app, and that's because he said he was a man.
Oh, wow.
But people who come on our app, they stay. And that's what we want. We want it to feel like home, for them. We want them to feel like it's a safe space. And I mean, for everyone. I mean, we practice radical acceptance. Like, you can be a little bit hood or a little bit holy. You can be into Bible and scripture or, crystals and meditation. Like, come as you are. Like, we will accept you because that's what we feel all Black women need. Our paths are all different. So come as you are, but there's still a commonality. Like, we're all Black women. We have similar experiences, even if they aren't the exact same.
Yeah. And that's what I try to do on the Queen's Talk, is just like, I want people to express themselves and feel able to be themselves and just relax, just express yourself, because you never know who you could help with your story. If you just relax. And everybody always say, that's not normal to talk about this. But what is normal?
Right.
I mean, I don't know what normal is, because everybody's so different.
Or who says it's not normal?
Who says it's not normal? And who says we can't normalize it?
Exactly.
Exactly. Let's make it normal.
Let's make it normal.
That's beautiful. So I really want to get more into this app, because I want to start an app, because there's so many different things that I want to put out there. I'm a hairstylist, so I want to do like virtual consultations. I want to do self-love workshops. I want to do like self-love coaching sessions. Like, how is everybody running one app? It's just I communicate through text message, or everybody has their own department.
Oh, you mean how's everybody on the app? Like the people on the app?
That work like you are.
Yeah, we do. We all communicate virtually. So we have like Slack. We keep in contact via email. There are a lot of virtual or digital ways that Renee has come up with so that we can all stay connected and like dropping content and all of that good stuff. But you know what? If you want to be a part, like,
I do.
Hair Love Girl.
Yep.
Look, I'm natural.
No.
I'm natural, girl, and I'm having a struggle. Like you don't realize how much hair plays into your overall confidence.
Yeah, that's the reason why I started it. I'm a natural hairstylist, by the way, too.
Okay, well, can I ask you some questions?
Go ahead.
Okay. So I'm natural, right? I know this is not supposed to be about this, but
It's
girl,
okay.
you said self-care. I'm natural, and I think my hair is kind of heat trained, kind of. But when I go out into like any type of humidity, it don't have to be raining. It could have rained. My hair is just like, it doesn't stay. Like, is there anything I can do to make it stay?
Well, first of all, we have to see what kind of texture you have. I can't tell what kind of texture you have.
So is that like 4A, 4C, 4 stuff?
Yeah. The texture, like, how is your hair when you wet it?
It's got a really like tight curl.
Tight curl. Is it coarse or just tight curl?
It's not coarse.
Okay, it's soft.
It's soft. Yeah.
It's soft. That might be why. It might be too soft.
Okay.
Right. And the humidity, is it dense or thin or?
It's pretty thick.
Okay. Yeah, it might be right. It's so soft and it's not, the moisture is getting to it and expanding.
So you're pretty much saying, girl, you can't wear your hair straight.
I mean, when you're natural, like, we want to be natural.
Yeah. Okay.
And
so
especially with the humidity, is it hot out there? Like, just the weather.
It's not hot now. It's more rainy now, but it gets pretty hot.
Yeah. When you're natural, like, the moisture from the air is going to blow it up.
Okay.
That's why. So do you like wearing your hair like straight or different curls?
I don't like doing anything to it. So straight is just the easiest. Like, me and Renee have gone through this because Renee does her own hair. She has sister locks. I don't know if you know.
Sister locks, yeah.
But she did them herself.
Micro.
What?
Right? She did them herself.
Nice.
See, I'm not that talented. So I'm looking for something that is low maintenance.
Yeah.
For me, I can straighten it and keep it straight for like 2 weeks.
I thought you said it blows up.
It does. So I have to put it back in a ponytail, but I don't have to twist it and twist out and twist again. And
do you pin curl it? Like, do you pin curl it at night, or how's the roots? Like, is the roots too tight?
No, the roots are pretty straight. What do you mean pin curl it at night? I can pin curl it at night?
Yeah, you can pin curl it at night so you can have some wave, or wrap it at night or something like that. You wrap it or pin curl it to keep the.
I just put a bonnet on it. But you're giving me some ideas. Girl, you need to come on the app.
I'll come. When the last time you had a trim?
Maybe like 4 weeks ago.
Oh, that's not bad. You're supposed to trim your hair every 6 to 8 weeks.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, just wrap it, pin curl it, do something where it has some motion and some body to it.
Okay, well, you know what? You're gonna have to, when we get off.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to give me some tips. And come, girl, we welcome you on the app. Because like I said, Hair Love is like some of the best love. Like, especially
it is.
And I don't know how old you are, but
33.
Are you 33? Girl, you look good. I'm 46.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So as you get older, your hair gets different, and you got more responsibility, and I don't really have time to be twisting, and so give me some tips. And I think a lot of people can benefit from.
I would love to give you tips. I would love to come on the app because I'm a scaredy cat. Anything that I know, I'm like, I'm doing it wrong. The anxiety kicks in, and I feel like I'm doing everything wrong.
You're doing a great job at everything that you're doing. You really are. So I wouldn't second guess myself like you are.
Oh,
You're
thank
doing
you.
great.
That's the anxiety and the negative thoughts kicking in. But yeah, thank you. So the last question, I'm gonna throw you a word, and I want you to tell me what it means to you. Self-love.
Survival.
Oh wow. Ooh, that was deep. Renee.
Wow. Maybe I should have went first. Oh goodness. Oh man, I felt that one.
Right.
For me, it's being happy with me.
Oh wow. Being happy with you. Yes.
Yeah.
Another word, self-worth.
Authenticity.
Mm.
Mm. Believing in myself.
Oh wow. Yeah.
Mhm.
I can a lot of time I'm just gonna speak for myself and I'll talk about
Yeah.
self-worth. That means that you have to believe that you are worthy and okay of being respected, of setting boundaries. Like I was a people pleaser for so long. I was a
Mhm.
yes man for so long. And then I had to gain the wisdom and the power to say no.
Mhm.
I'm not gonna allow that.
Mhm.
It's okay if you hate me, whatever. But that's not a part of my life anymore.
Mhm.
And
That's good.
that takes a lot to do it. But yeah, thank you for joining me, ladies. I really enjoyed the conversation tonight on the Queen's Talk.
Thank you. Now,
Yes,
You.
do we have time for you to tell us a little bit about you? Like
sure.
you've thrown in little gems or little
Oh
bits
yeah,
of
sure.
information, like you were a people pleaser. I'm a recovering people pleaser myself.
Me
Right.
too.
That's where most of my anxiety came from. Thank God I know how to set boundaries now because I know who I am and what I deserve.
Mm.
But how did you get to where you are? Like, what is your story?
You know what? I think that the pandemic made me sit down and really analyze myself and where I want to be in life.
Mm.
I started therapy 6 years ago.
Mhm.
Well, let me go back. Let me go back to childhood like everybody else did. So when I was 9 years old, my father committed suicide.
Oh, wow, you
Then
let that out.
yeah, then 6 months later, I was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes.
Mm.
Teenage years was okay. It wasn't until my early 20s, self-esteem was super low.
Mm.
Super low.
Can you tell me
Self-confidence.
why?
I think a lot of negative things was happening. Like I now was taking 4 shots every day for the rest of my life at 9. I didn't go to therapy about my dad's death, and I was kind of like a daddy's girl, and I didn't understand why he left me. And I'm an only child too, so I was like,
Oh, wow.
"Why did you leave me?" Like type of thing.
Mhm.
I was angry. I just didn't know why, and rigid household or whatever. I
Mhm.
felt like I couldn't do anything right over here. Like it was just a lot.
Mhm.
And then when I was at work or whatever, I would always ask myself, man, why does everything piss me off so much? Like I was
Mm.
the angry Black girl. Like
Mhm.
why? And I was working in this white salon. It was like, why am I so pissed off? Like these white people
Mhm.
are saying, like, why is this
Mhm.
Black girl so angry? So
Mhm.
I was like, I don't want to be that way. Like I don't want to
Mhm.
just lash out all the time. So I went to therapy, and that's when the lady told me I had high anxiety and had depression. And she told me that I was trying to people please people. I was trying to please everybody else, but myself. And I
Mm.
needed to realize what I was on was good enough, because
Mm.
I didn't realize I was good enough. I had like I didn't know what I didn't know why I was living at times. Like
Mhm.
why am I here if I don't do
Mm.
anything right?
Mm.
But then the pandemic. Well, I went to therapy and things began to get better. I understood and I started setting boundaries. Of course, you lose people along the way when you start to set boundaries, but
Mhm.
hey, it is what it is. Um, but during the pandemic, I wanted to start. I wanted to start a page for Black girls who are diabetics. But then this
Mm.
one girl, she already had the name, so I was like, why don't we just get start a page where brown girls can learn to love themselves and be okay with themselves. And I didn't want to tell
Mhm.
my friends or my family because I felt like I come from a world that's kind of critical. So I didn't want to
Mm.
tell them. But eventually on the internet, they see it and they liked it or whatever.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah, I wanted to find people who were like me, who had a story like me, who are now on their self-love journey. And like, I'm okay with I had a big problem with my complexion. I'm okay with being a dark skinned girl. I'm okay with
Mm.
being a type 1
That's
diabetic.
beautiful.
I'm okay with anxiety and depression. And I'm in therapy. This is the Queen's Talk. We're talking. I'm a brown girl. I'm embracing who I am.
Mhm.
And it is what it is. And I want you to do the same thing. be happy with who you are. When life throws you lemons, make lemonade. So
Right. And a lot of times it is lemonade. We just don't know it's lemonade. Like
Yeah.
because we are looking at somebody else's lemonade. You know,
Yeah.
they got strawberry lemonade and we want strawberry too. We're not happy with our raspberry lemonade. And that's I love that you said you're happy with who you are in your complexion because Black girls, that's colorism is just so huge, you know, in our community. And that's why we practice radical self-acceptance and radical acceptance. Like come as you are. Like it doesn't matter what shade you're in, you are beautiful in your shade. And you should learn to love your shade and embrace your shade, but also not hate on your sis and her shade. You know?
Exactly. Yeah.
You know,
Exactly. Yeah.
you can be a beautiful brown girl. I can be a beautiful light complected girl. She can be a beautiful caramel girl. Like it's all beautiful. And I just love the fact that you are happy with you now. Like that is just, that gives me chills. Like that's what why I do what I do, because I want women to feel beautiful, you know, and love themselves as they are.
Yep.
And girl, you are strong, and I don't mean that in the traditional sense of the word.
Right.
You can be strong and soft, but you've overcome a lot. And I'm glad you decided to share your story with the world.
Thank you. That's what you said about a lot of things are affected by trauma in their past. And this is like, if we would just get to know the people instead of being like, oh, well, why she this or why she that. A lot of people think that I'm arrogant because I got a lot on my mind. It's like, I wasn't even thinking about you. I had 1,000 things in my mind. I didn't even know you was there.
Right.
I was arrogant. I was fake. I was like, dang. Well, they know I'm not now, so because I'm telling you what I'm going through. So.
That's called brave. That's not arrogant. That's just being very brave. Exactly. And like you said, you know, you decided not to tell your friends and family, but you said they received it well.
I got us a lot of support from them, and I think the respect level from them is a little bit different. Like. It's just like I teach people to set boundaries. Why do you think that I'm not going to set boundaries with you? So
right. Exactly. There you go. And that's the biggest flex right there.
Yep.
Thank you. All right. Any other questions? And you want to shout out your page and where people find your app, the name of your app before we get off?
Renee, I'll let you shout it out.
I'm the quiet one to sit in the back, and she'd be like, "No, speak." She's trying to get me out of my little box.
You deserve to be seen.
Out of my box. So you can find us at moodwealth.com, moodwellth.com. Our app is on Apple and Android.
Okay.
And it is Mood Wealth, MOODWELLTH. Our Instagram is the same thing. We also are on Facebook at Mood, MOOD, Wellness, WELLNESS, and then Wealth, WEALTH. So at Mood Wellness Wealth. We also have a podcast.
You do?
Yes. Called the Wealthy Mind Podcast, and it's on wherever you listen to podcasts. We will be there.
Nice. Is it a particular day you have it on, or you just drop sporadically?
We try to post or upload podcasts about once a month.
Oh, okay, cool.
We don't have a set date or anything. We just kind of go off of topics that we want to talk about or based on kind of like what's going on in the world.
It's a way to continue the very much needed conversation.
Yeah, very much so. And I want to say, Renee, I like the fact that you guys can play off of each other. Like if somebody can't say something, the other one can, and that's beautiful. Like she's not trying to like take over the whole conversation. Like
I wish she would.
No, I'm here to uplift my sis, and she will be seen. She will not be unseen because of me. She will be seen.
And I know one of the things that we are between the two of us, you know, because we have moments where we feel overwhelmed or depressed or have anxiety, and we'll call each other and be like, "Sis, I'm not well," and we'll talk it out, or we will
Cry it out.
We'll cry it out. We
Aw.
will pour it out.
Pour it out. Yeah.
And we set aside time for us to get together, even though virtually, because we were in different states. But we set aside time for us to get together, to not talk about work or anything, just to have some girl time together. Sometimes we ask each other weird, crazy questions. We'll watch
We laugh a lot.
a lot. We laugh a lot. And then also we make sure that we have grace and compassion for each other, because there are times where, you know, I'm in a bad mood and she'll text me, and because I'm in a bad mood, my response might be a little short, and she'll be like, okay, I'm gonna leave her alone right now, give her a little space. Or I will realize, oh shoot, that probably came off the wrong way. And so instead of texting her, I'll call her and be like, hey sis, that's not how I meant it. So we want to make sure that we stay supporting each other, but also giving each other that grace and compassion as Black women.
Oh, well,
Because
I
we
think
don't
that's
do that enough with each other as Black
Yeah.
women. We're so
And to have-
judgy and critical, and
Yes,
Yes.
it's ridiculous.
yeah.
I wanted to say, to have a long-lasting friendship, a friend since you was in middle school, or was it middle school with? High
Me,
school with? Both of y'all went to high school together?
we
or
went to
middle
high
school?
school together. Yeah.
That's a long-running friendship, and that's not, and even to call like, hey, this is a wellness call or check-in, is to talk about, our personal problems. That's beautiful. Like, this is the example that we need to set to other women, because we always want to impress each other, like,
And I think that you just said it. That's what we really try to do. We try to be what we believe and what we preach. Like, if we're not being that, then what are we doing?
Yeah.
We shouldn't even be out here doing this if we can't even do that for each other.
Yes. Well, I love it, and I can't wait to get on this app and get
come
some help
on.
for myself and support myself.
Come
This
on.
is beautiful.
And we
I just-
can't wait to talk to you about coming on the app to talk about some
Yes.
hair love. Because like I said,
Yes.
that's self-love as well.
Yes, and I have hair products too. I created my own Shea Butter self-care line, and I created a hair mask for my clients as well. So,
Oh, wow. That's awesome.
yep.
Oh, wow.
So like with our app, it's not just mental wellness type, like therapy type stuff. We have yoga, we have a style advisor. So she has some videos on there about, what to wear, how to do certain, wear certain things depending
For
on
you. For your
you.
body type, for what
I
your
love it.
style is.
your style.
Because
Yeah.
I got a big butt and small hips. So.
Well, give her a call.
Yes.
She'll put something together for you and you'll be like, whoa, like, wait a minute now.
Right. I love it. Yeah, I can't wait. This is a much needed conversation. I'm happy we're all able to connect and come on. Even it was a little set with the cameras and the emails and the calls. It's like it came together perfectly though. So thank you, ladies.
It did. Thank you so much, Leslie. We appreciate
I'm just gonna
you.
log off and we're gonna keep talking. Hold on.
Okay.